they are inbound. The PT-17 Stearman. The biplane that was very difficult to handle on the ground, yet very simple to fly. Had a blistering speed of somewhere in the neighborhood of, I'd say, about 100 miles an hour. Open cockpit, the students sat in the front. Very simple aircraft in terms of called it the Yellow Peril because it was really a difficult aircraft to handle on the ground. But let's watch the aircraft as they circle around. We'll have a couple of different ones coming through as well. But these are the Stearman biplanes. There were 3 phases of training during World War II. The first phase was the primary phase of training. The second phase was the basic phase of training, and the third phase was the advanced phase. At the beginning of the war, training for each lasted, as we see here, consisted of learning how to fly in formation, with a lead pilot choosing the right attitude, airspeed, and altitude to keep all the maneuvers safe, both him and his wingman. The wingman. In this did not have any reference to the ground or the sky. The pilot just kept his vision locked on a particular spot, or spots, or letter, or paint smear, or whatever on the lead airplane, and worked his throttle and stick and rudder to keep him in position. These were very simple airplanes that came to their construction. Designed in the 1920s by Boeing-Stearman, he sold his company to the Boeing Aircraft Company, and they made them in great numbers. Depending on whose history books you read, and you will hear me say that several times throughout the day, because the numbers vary. 10,000 plus of these Stearman biplanes were made for both the United States Navy and Marine Corps, as well as the United States Army Air Force. It was also used by the Royal Air Force and Royal Canadian Air Force. They called it the Cadet. That was one of the names it had. Very simple systems, no radios on it. The instructor who sat in the back had one-way communications with the pilot. And it was through an acoustic tube called a Gosport. He could shout into it, and it was not unlike a stethoscope that a doctor would use to listen to your heart. The acoustic tube went into the ear cups of the student's helmet, and the instructor would yell at him as to what he should do. As you look off to the left, you can see these Stearmans as they line up and set up for their next formation. It was back in those years of the big band that we heard music like this on the radio. The two flights have moved together into a diamond formation. The lead pilot, number 1. In the Navy, the right wing was number 2. The left wing was number 3, and down in between them and behind the leader was number 4, the slot pilot. In the Army Air Force, the left wingman was number 2, the right wingman was number 3, and the slot pilot number 4. Basic maneuvering gave them a number of different formations in which they could fly. This diamond formation looks awesome. Now I'm going to fade the music down and let you just listen to the sound of these engines. communication from lead Kerry Harden. He's flying with his son Sam Harden in Buzz 469, and Kerry's flying Buzz 470. Gentleman by the name of Jim Ratliff is flying Buzz 130, and in Buzz 515, John Lauder. They just let us know that they were flying at a blistering 88 miles per hour. So that's their indicated airspeed. And with just a little bit of wind we have, they were probably only going at about 80 miles an hour across the ground. So that's pretty daggone slow. And they usually 95 to 100 miles an hour if they picked up the cruise speed just a little bit. Advanced trainers, or I should say from the primary phase of training, they would move into the advanced phase of training, the basic phase of training, with a little more difficult airplane to fly. In many cases, it was another biplane known as the BT-13 Valiant, made by Vultee, that was also equipped not only for full aerobatic flight, but also instrument flight. What we see here is the finger four formation, strong right. If you held up your right hand with your palm facing away from you and tuck your thumb into your palm with your hand, you can see this formation, how it's stacked, with the lead pilot being your middle finger, the left wing being your index finger, the right wing being your ring finger, and your pinky was the yellow, would be in the position of the yellow aircraft closest to you. That's the finger four formation. Strong right. If the yellow airplane were to slide underneath and take a position away from us, it would then be the finger four formation, strong left. Kerry Harden, the lead pilot, is from Starkville, Mississippi. His first encounter with aviation was as a 5-year-old sitting on a fence watching Stearman biplanes just like these doing agricultural work from a pasture on the farm where he grew up. After World War II, thousands of these aircraft, rather than being destroyed, were actually lined up and sold to the agricultural spray industry so they could be used as spray planes treating crops with insecticide. And that was a way they could use these aircraft much more effectively after the war. And in many cases, they had their engines changed from the original 220 or 225 horsepower engines to the 450 horsepower Stearman, I should say Pratt & Whitney Wasp Junior radial engine. Ladies and gentlemen, now, as Kerry Harden and the team approach, they are in the echelon, or all-to-one-side formation. This is a very famous formation, but let's watch what Kerry and the other pilots do right now as they count 1, 2. They are very close together, within about 15 feet of one another, but this way they'll be able to separate and break to land. You will see the Blue Angels do this very thing when they do their pitch up to landing. The Blue Angels, of course, will do it from their delta formation, but it allows them to get spacing so that they can land one right after another. They'll be landing right in front of us on runway 7 right. Kerry Harden from Starkville, Mississippi. Sam Harden is in number 2. He'll be touching down shortly. You can see him turning base 90 degrees, and then we'll turn on final approach. Sam would say that he learned to fly before he could see over the instrument panel of his dad's Beechcraft Bonanza. And on trips, his dad, Kerry, would disable the autopilot and let 7-year-old Sam maintain the heading and altitude using only instruments. He sold it on his 16th birthday, and in 2006, he was introduced to formation flying and earned a wing and card certification. Jim Ratliff in aircraft number 3, getting close to touching down now. Grew up in the Mississippi Delta. He currently lives in Conyers, Georgia. He learned to fly as a member of the Air Force ROTC at Mississippi State University and earned his private license in 1965. He flew for the Air Force C-130 Hercules aircraft. Also rotated into Vietnam for 3 weeks each month, saw combat during the Vietnam.